What's up, peeps? Good afternoon. Oh, I know it's the evening, but we can do better than that. What's up, peeps? Good afternoon. There we go. Kalia Guillory here, and I'm just doing my intro, right? Just the intro. Oh, my whole story. Okay, so Kalia Guillory here, and I am a speaker, filmmaker, philanthropist, also known as a serial entrepreneur. I'm the founder of Nap Bar, a place where you can go and take a 20-minute power nap. I know, cool, right? Innovative. Just literally 4 months ago, it was a concept. And my vices include sunglasses, socks, watches. Those are my vices. And if I could get away with just wearing those every single day and that's it, that's what I would wear. But seriously, my walk of life is very interesting. From a leadership standpoint, I started as a snotty-nosed banker in the banking industry. And I took that position whenever my sister, who served as my role model, my mother, because our mother had recently passed away from ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And so my sister, who's 8 years older than I, got tired of her little sister calling saying, hey, can I borrow some money? Oh, not for me. Matt, I think that was for you. Mark? I'm good? Okay. So she got tired of her little sister calling, asking to borrow money to pay the mortgage on the home that I literally just bought. And she said, sorry, I'm not your mom. You're going to have to figure this thing out. And she said, well, a good friend of mine at Wachovia Bank, any Wachovia legacy people in the house? Okay, maybe not. All right, so she said, hey, Wachovia Bank, which has a large market share in the East Coast, is coming to Texas. And you have your 6 and 63, why not you go ahead and go and try to be a banker? And I said, well, I'm a financial advisor working 100% commission. 1 month I'm making $5, the next month I'm making $5,000. And I was 21 years old. I wasn't figuring out how to balance. Who knows how to balance at 21, right? Well, long story short, I was convinced to go to the job fair. And my sister set me up with her banker. And I'm thinking, why do you and your banker have such a great relationship? Well, come to find out, that was a relationship bank. So I go into the Wells Fargo, the Wachovia institution. I interviewed on the site at the job fair, Jar Jar Brown. Anyone remember those job fairs? Do they still have them? They do? Awesome. I'm a product of it. And so I took the position thinking that it was just going to be a position. It was going to be I'm just in a breakdown, right? But I know that my breakthrough was right around the corner. Well, then I looked up and I found myself 14 years later as the VP of Strategy Manager. But the difference is in this story that I want to share with you from a leadership standpoint, it didn't matter what my title was. What mattered is that I was who I was for my team. See, the other piece of the story that I didn't share with you is that I was in the closet, the proverbial closet. When I was promoted from a snotty-nosed banker to now a leader who's going to oversee $1 billion book of business in Houston, my leader said, hey, I want to nominate you for the up-and-coming Diversity Council. I want you to be able to share who you are at work. Here's the problem. Only my leader knew who I was at work. No one else. Well, he sent me the application, and I said, I don't know about this, Joe. I have no idea. And I picked up the phone and called the HR rep, who was a good buddy of mine at the time, and I said, hey, Div, why do I have to fill this out? I got to the application part and asked for the normal information, your age, your sex, your race, your ethnicity, and then it asked for my sexual orientation. Whoa, why do you need to know that? I'm here to be a leader and serve. Well, I called Div and she said, it's because that's the purpose of the Diversity Council, is so that people like you can be who you are, not just in the community, but at work, in the gym, in the grocery store, everywhere, to be comfortable in your skin. I hung up the phone. I said, Div, I'm not convinced. I'm not going to commit suicide at work. I picked up the phone and called that older sister that convinced me to take this position 10 years ago. And I said, hey, big sis, they're asking me to be a part of this Diversity Council. And it's asking me to basically out myself at work. Now, keep in mind, this was decades ago. This was before it was a thing. I can say that. And you guys can laugh. Okay, I'll keep going. And somebody just got it. supposed to having fun, right? So then so my sister said, here's the thing. If they don't want you for who you are, then you don't want them. Whoa. Because at the end of the day, my team, who again, I was telling you is 200 plus employees here in Houston, they knew who I was, but they didn't know who I was. On weekends, I was playing the pronoun game. They'll ask me, hey, what did you do for the weekend? Oh, so-and-so, they and I went over here and they and I went over there versus saying she and I. And so finally, my sister reminded me that my worth, my value isn't a matter of my title or the book of business or the number of team members that I am leading. It's the fact that I'm having a human-to-human connection with individuals, and I am here to develop them and strive them to soar higher than the eagle, to be better than me. And I couldn't do that if I was in the proverbial closet. Now, listen, some of you perhaps are looking and thinking, well, what does this have to do with me? The proverbial closet isn't exclusive just to the LGBTQ community. It's also held exclusive to military status, to religious freedom, to age, to sexual freedoms. I mean, to anything you can think of that we think is binding us apart, but it really should be the thing that's forging us to become united. If we think about it, a leader is someone who bleeds red. Last time I checked, you bleed red, right? I bleed red. James, what color do you bleed? Red. What about you, sir? What color do you bleed? It's all red. So how can we unite as a team, as one, as human? I'll leave you with this takeaway. Some of you are probably thinking, I don't have the courage to do this. And this comes from one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Any Michael Jordan fans in the house? Most people are LeBron. You know, it's kind of hard to find MJ fans in the house nowadays. There we go, all day, baby. But he said, and I'll paraphrase, that he took 9,000 shots and missed. He's been trusted. Oh, there we go. Daryl's like, there we go. He has been trusted to take the game-winning shot 26 times. And because that he has missed and lost 300 plus games, that's the reason why he is successful. That's the reason why he has succeeded, because he was not afraid to fail. So I invite you, I welcome you to don't greet someone and say, hey, good luck. Say, hey, happy failing. Because happy failing means we're on to doing something great. We're on to embracing our uniqueness, and we're on to identifying these personal misconceptions and unconscious biases that perhaps are not uniting us as one, as leaders. Takeaways, trust your gut, embrace the suck, and enjoy the ride. Thank you.